Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. If you don't already know who it is, the one and only, the true Alex J. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on facebook.com/the true Alex J. There's quite a lot of news to get through, so let's get through it. So one of the first stories that we have is Facebook to introduce a new paid news subscription product. I think this is in relation to a lot of stuff that's been going on. You've had the news basically screaming at Facebook saying, you're the reason that we lost the election. This is over in the States, obviously. You're the reason that we lost the election, and they're blaming Facebook, and Facebook are like, hey, it's nothing to do with us, man. It's nothing to do with us. And then after the election, they were like, maybe it had a little bit to do with us because the data was really difficult to argue with. So they've said, okay, look, we're going to try and help. And there's been a kind of back and forth for ages. Now, Facebook have basically said, look, we'll help you guys out because clearly we're better at getting the news out than you guys are. They didn't obviously word it like that, but that's basically what they're saying. So it says, media reports says Facebook options would seem to accommodate metered publications, including the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and The Economist, which make a certain selection of articles free and put the rest behind a paywall. So basically what they're trying to do is counteract the fake news by saying, look, there's going to be the real news on there, but you need to pay to get access to it. Because as you know, they've been having a battle because people can post free news, and it doesn't have to be true, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fake, but they can post news out there for free, and it's not really affecting them because they probably have a business model that supports that, whether they're just giving away free propaganda, or whether it be because they've got a really nice setup on their website, so they're getting really clickbait titles and dragging back to the site, so on and so forth. But these newspapers, they have to get paid in order to pay their, the people writing the articles and such. So it's a bit difficult for them to pay the journalists and everything else. So I think this is a really good counter. This is the way that they're going to try and fight it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's an interesting way. I didn't see it coming, but there you go. The next story we have is Study. That last one was from brandequity.economictimes.indiatimes.com. That's the longest website name ever. The next one is from searchengineland.com, and it's how and why Google ranks videos differently from the way YouTube does. Now, I thought this was pretty interesting, and definitely if you're in the marketing world, if you're trying to market something, if you're trying to do SEO or whatever, this is very interesting to hear. Basically, have you ever noticed that when you type something in on Google, you'll sometimes get a few video suggestions, right? But if you type that same thing into YouTube, it'd be completely different. And what they've said is, according to a new report from Stone Temple Consulting, when Google returns multiple YouTube videos in the results page, the ranking order between Google and YouTube varies 56.8% of the time, which again is absolutely incredible. Why is there such, it's almost like you flip a coin and you're more likely to get it different than what it is on Google. Then they go through the metrics and they're basically explaining that 64% of time, it's multi-video inquiries, 52% of all single video inquiries, and then 55% is of all inquiries in the test set. It goes through the information. Basically, the reason that they believe this is happening, the reason I believe that, because it's just a theory, they said the hypothesis the hypothesis posed by NG for this phenomenon is that the various goals of each site are quite different, and that each has its own KPIs. While Google tries to match users with relevant content, YouTube has a different job: to entertain. The study does a great job analyzing both Google and YouTube's approach and the various inherent differences between each. And I think it's true. I think Google is trying to give you exactly what you're looking for. I want to know how to tie a tie. It'll come up. Or I want to know, a maths question or whatever. They're going to try and give you that exact answer, where YouTube, they're trying to entertain you. So you might get someone answering the same question, but more in a flamboyant and entertaining way. So obviously that's probably the reason that we believe that, sorry, I say we, like I've just jumped in on this theory. Like I was part of the study. I believe they're correct. I think that's the reason why. So yeah, that's really interesting. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. That could give you a really good way of tweaking your rankings to make sure that you rank really well on either YouTube or Google. Now, if you want to hear some crazy news, and this is the one that I'm sure a lot of you have clicked in for, this is from bandit.com.au. This is insane. This is crazy. This is mental. Vodka Cruiser busted by Ad Standards Board for marketing to kids. to kids. They've been advertising vodka to children. This is crazy. I couldn't even believe this is real. The story goes, Vodka Cruiser has fallen foul of the Advertising Standards Bureau ASB after a social media campaign appeared to use teenage girls to promote its Alcopops. It says its parents' company, Asahi Premium Beverages, has been slammed by the ASB for appearing to market vodka to young girls while encouraging them to wear glitter under their eyes to the morning after. Now this picture, I'm going to put the picture on the screen there. That's crazy. Like, it's vodka. That's how they're advertising. There's no words. Like, when I saw this, I thought there's no, like, is this real? It's real. They really did advertise vodka. Whose idea was that? I'd love to have been in that meeting when they're sitting around going, right, guys, we've got to come up with an idea. How we're going to sell this vodka? And they're like, what if? And you know, go with me. I know we're going to take a bit of a swing on this one, but what if we got really young girls to put glitter under their eyes and like cut this love heart out and write V is for vodka? Like, do you think that's a good idea? And I'd love to see the really, the really rich, bored guy sitting at the end of, yes, that's a good idea. Sell to children. Start them young, you know? That's incredible. So the ASB rejected Asahi's claim that the model in the post looked over 18 and found it was in breach of the ASB's rule in marketing of alcohol. She's saying that she's over 18, but if you look at the picture, it's questionable. She looks young, man. She just looks young. That's all I'm going to say. If you look at this picture, she looks young. I mean, she could be older, but from what I'm seeing and the way that the heart and the glitter and everything else, 15, 16, it looks young. It looks really young. The next story is from TheVerge.com. This startup is using Uber and Lyft drivers to bring self-driving cars to market faster. Now this is awesome. Basically what they're doing is people that are driving their regular cars, they've got like this camera and it's doing like all these analytics and analyzing the traffic and the way that everything's moving, and that way they're able to bring these self-driving cars to the road in a much safer way. It says roads aren't the stagnant strips of concrete and they appear to be. They're constantly changing. Traffic lights are added and removed. Stop and go insertions turn into roundabouts. A typically quiet street turns into a construction zone. It's happening everywhere all the time. Human drivers might be able to adjust to this dynamic environment, but autonomous, there we go, getting there, my reading's getting better. Autonomous vehicles need extra help. They need maps, but not just any old maps will do, say the three founders behind LVL, which is like level 5, a new mapping and localized startup that launched publicly today. Level 5 was founded in December by Andrew Corey and Eric Reed, who both worked on Tesla's Autopilot team, and George Toole, a computer vision engineer from iRobot. Keep that in your mind, from iRobot. Anyone remember that film? He worked there. Has developed a way to take enormous amounts of video collected from a camera and turn it into high-definition 3D maps that are constantly refreshing. These maps will always reflect the latest road conditions, providing self-driving cars with the information they need to detect and plan their route safely. And again, I think this is absolutely incredible. So basically now they've got like these, so it used to be like the camera above and it would just kind of map the road. So it was kind of straight like this way, but as they've just explained, there's a lot of things changing all the time. So now it's like a 3D map of these roads. So these cars are able to navigate correctly as they're going through traffic, and they know when to stop, when to start, and when to turn around, and how to avoid collisions and God knows what else. I think it's really, really cool. It's not that expensive from what they're saying. They said they've got 2,500 drivers using the app right now, and they did that within 3 months. And they've developed a pipeline of map data that covers 500,000 miles of US roads, which is refreshing constantly. So again, this is absolutely incredible. Basically, now it's going to be a lot easier for these cars to drive around and navigate their way around. So again, that's basically all the news. There was another one about teenagers using social media to sell, but I don't really think it's that great a story, to be honest. So again, I hope you guys have found this really, really interesting. I'd love to hear feedback from you guys. What do you think about Facebook putting up a paywall for news content? Do you think it's going to help them? Do you think it's going to save the newspapers, or do you think the newspaper industry is just dead and there's no way that they're going to recover from it? It's too late, too little, too late. What do you think about the Google ranking videos differently to YouTube? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think it's going to be something that you would personally be able to take advantage from? What do you think about the vodka being advertised to children? What do you think about that? I think it's pretty crazy. Again, leave comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you think that they're trying to be innocent? Do you think that girl looks older than 18? I don't. But I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your comments. And what do you think about this 3D mapping? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's the future? Do you think it's something that will continue on? Or do you think it's something that's just going to vanish? I'd love to hear from you guys. Please leave some comments below. Tell me what your thoughts are. If you've got any questions for me, feel free to also drop those below and I will make sure to answer you. If you want, you can follow me on facebook.com/thetruealexj. I'd also recommend definitely heading out onto Instagram and follow me on instagram.com/alexj020. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the new entrepreneur news, and make sure that you always get our latest advice and tips by turning that notification on. Look forward to speaking to you guys again soon, but in the meantime, peace.